All right, we're in section 11.5 where we're going to look at areas of circles and sectors. So if you recall from the previous section, we talked about circumference, and circumference had two separate formulas with respect to whatever information was given to you, whether you were given the radius or whether you were given the diameter. With area of a circle, you only have one formula, and it's with respect to the radius. So no matter whether you were given the diameter or you're given the radius, you have to remember that you always have to convert it to radius and then go about and solve the formula. Something that's relatively new is being able to find the area of a sector, so which is like the kind of like a pizza slice area of the entire circle. So this blue colored shape is the area of that particular sector, and it is going to be found by taking the arc measure of I'm sorry, the central angle of AB, so that arc measure of AB divided by 360, and it gets multiplied by pi r squared, which is the area of the entire circle. So you're just trying to find what percentage of that circle you're trying to find, or sometimes not trying to find. All right, so here it says they want you to find the exact and the approximate area of a circle with the given information. Remember, when you have exact, you're going to use pi in your answer. If you're looking for the approximation, you're going to approximate pi as about 3.14 and go about solving it from there. So A tells you have a radius of 15 inches. So since they give you the radius, there's no conversions you have to go through. You just have to say, okay, knowing that area of a circle is in fact pi r squared. We know r is 15. You just square r. So 15 squared is going to be 225. And to get to my exact answer, you just leave it as pi. And because it's area, it's going to be square inches. So that's my exact answer. My approximate answer is I'm going to take that 225 and replace the symbol of pi with an approximate value of 3.14, and you get a result of about 706.5 square inches. If you look at B, they're telling you that the diameter is 18 feet, so now I got to convert that to radius. So radius is going to be half of that. So 18 divided by 2 is 9, so the radius is 9 feet. Now that we know that the radius is this value, we can go about plugging into the formula. So area is going to equal 9 squared, so 9 squared is 81, and get the exact is pi square feet. To get my approximate answer, you're going to take 81 times it by 3.14. 81 times it by 3.14 is about 254.34 square feet. So that's my approximate. Looking at C, it's already a radius, so we're good to go there. So my exact answer is going to be 1.75 squared. So when you square that, it's about 3.0625 pi, and that's going to be square meters. To get my approximate, you're going to take 3.0625 times it by 3.14, and you get about an answer of 9.62 square meters. So those are my exact and my approximate. Here they give you a diameter, so you have to convert that to radius. So you divide 27 by 2, you get 13 and a half. yards. So my exact answer is going to be 13.5 squared, which is 182.25, and I'm going to have pi square yards. My approximate answer is going to be that 182.25 times by 3.14, which means I get an approximate answer of 572.27 square yards. Below here, they want you to find the indicated measure, and in both examples, they want you to find the radius and they want you to find the diameter. So here, they tell us that we have an area of 615 square feet. So basically, what we can do is we take our area, and that equals pi r squared. So the one thing we do know is we know that the area A is 615. And since there's no value of pi as a result, 615 is technically an approximation. So what we can say here is we can use 3.14 for pi, and then all we got to do is find what r squared is. When we divide 3.14 to both sides, you get about 195.86, which equals r squared. To find r, you take the square root of both sides. So that means r is going to equal about 14, which means that the diameter is going to be twice the value of 14, so that is 28, and they're both feet. Looking to the example on the right, I know that, again, area is pi r squared, so now I got 2500 pi is equal to pi r squared. Well, if I divide pi to both sides, it gets canceled out, so 2500 pi was an exact answer in this particular instance. And then finally, all I gotta do is take the square root of both sides, so I just gotta find what the square root of 2500 is, which means that r is going to be 50, which means my diameter is twice that value of 50, and that makes it 100. All right. So here they says they want you to find the area of a sector formed by angle ABC. So ABC is right here. And we're going to go about solving it. So in this particular instance, the area of a sector is going to be whatever this central angle is. Well, the central angle is 100 degrees. So it's going to be 100 over 360 times it by pi r squared. Well, r is 12, so it's going to be 12 squared. Okay. Uh, it doesn't say exact or approximate. I always, if it doesn't specify, I always usually just approximate. So you go here, 12 squared is 144. So, and then you're gonna, well, let's go here. Let's take 100 divided by 360. One, what do we get? 100 divided by 360. That's about 0.27 or 0.28, whatever, depends on how many times you approximate. So let's just say it's 0.28. And that gets multiplied by 3.14 times it by 12. So if you multiply all those three values together, you should get your answer. So 0.28 times it by 3.14 times it by 12, I get, oh, hold on. This should be 144. My bad. So it should be 0.28 times 3.14 times it by 144. My apologies. And that is about 126.6, and it was yards, so it's going to be square yards as our answer. If you look at this example here on our right, what they told you is this Um, this measure here, well, uh, an entire circle is 360, so you just take 360 and subtract it by 260, which means you get 100 over here. So it's the same value, so it's 100 over 360 is the first example, times it by pi over 32 squared. So again, this is about the 0.28 times it by 3.14 times it by 32 squared, which is 1024. So 1024 times it by 3.14 times it by 0.28. So that's about 900.3, and that was what? Square centimeters. All right, so here they want us to determine what the perimeter of the red region is. So the perimeter is going to be this, this, and this right here. So essentially we got to find the radius and the radius, and we got to find the arc length of this portion of this particular circle. Well, they give us some information that is going to help us out. The first thing is they tell you that the area of the circle, which is the whole thing, which is 907.92 square inches, and the area of the red sector is 214.37 square inches. Why is that important? Well, this first part here, the area of the circle is going to tell us what what the radius is. So we can say that 907.92 is going to be equal to pi, which I'll put as 3.14 times by r squared. So you take 907.92 divided by 3.14. I get about 289 point, what's that, 15 is equal to r squared. And take the square root of this, and we get something really close to 17. So I'm just going to say r is 17. So not only have I found this value here, I found this value here. So I got 2/3 of the perimeter that allow us to um, solve this problem. Then what we can now do is we're going to use the area of the sector here to find this angle. So we know that it's going to be whatever this angle is divided by 360 times it by uh, the area of the entire circle. Well, we know that whatever that is, we know that the sector is going to be 214.37. That is going to be equal to whatever this area is, which you don't know, divided by 360, and it's going to be multiplied by the area of the circle, which we know is 907.92. All right, so what we can take from this first is I would multiply what 360 to both sides. So I'm going to go 214.37 times it by 360 equals, looks like what, 77173.2 is equal to technically 907.92 theta, which is what that degree is. So you're going to take that 77,173.2 and divide it by 907.92, and we get a value of theta, which is 85 degrees. All right, so now that we know that this is 85 degrees. Now we can figure out the arc length because we can use the formula from previous section. We can say that this is going to be 85 over 360 times it by 2 pi r, which is 17 in this instance. So let's go this. So we got 85 divided by 360, which is what, 0.236, times that by 2, times that by 3.14, which was pi, and then finally times it by 17, which is, we get something close to 25.2. So to find the perimeter of this, we're going to take that 25.2 plus 17 plus 17, and that gives us a final result of 59.2, and all of this was in inches. All right, so now here they want us to find the area of the red region. So they want us to find the area of this portion right here. All right, so what they tell us is the area of the entire circle is 175.89 square feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of the white portion right here because they give us that angle of that central angle of 42 degrees. Then what I'm going to do is once I find the area of that, I'm going to subtract it to that value. So if I go 42 over 360 times it by, in this case it's pi r squared, well pi r squared is the 175.89. So I got 42 divided by 360. I get like 0.11666 repeating, times that by 175.89. I get a value of about 20.52. So what we can say, and this would be square feet. So to find the area of the red sector, you're going to take that 175.89, subtract it by 20.52, and when we do that, we get a grand total of 155.37 square feet. All right, so that will be what this red section is with respect to the area of the circle. And that is being able to find areas of circles and sectors. Hope this helps. Until next time.